Good morning. Last Saturday, we got to witness the tournament's semifinals. As you can tell, I was finally able to get a co-host to record with, so it wouldn't just be me awkwardly. Isn't that right, Rhode?
Yep. I have been forcefully conscripted into this against my will, but yes.
Anyways, first up, we have BCF versus Pravda.
Many were under the assumption BC Freedom would be giving Pravda a run for their money on Pure Arena, with their Soma 35s boasting a high rate of fire and ARL 44s with a devastating 90mm cannon being a troublesome force to deal with. Furthermore, a speedy M22 Locust and leased out M10 Wolverine give the French options to spice up their usual stonewall strategy.
What a nerd. Anyways, Pravda's loadouts consisted of one IS-2, 5 T-34-85s, 6 76s, 2 BT-7s, and one big boy KV-2. First off, Pravda's IS-2. It's their heaviest tank, boasting 2000 HP and its massive 122mm gun causing roughly 1000 damage. Definitely not something you'd want to encounter in the battlefield. Next, we have the T-34-85 and the 76s. The physical embodiment of the word spam. Like, legit, 90% of their loadout is a variant of the T-34. Not much to say about these other than when you kill one, two more magically appear. They also recently added 2 BT-7s. With their speed and reload time, it will always make sure you watch your back. And last, but certainly not least, the KV-2.
Oh my, how rude.
Having the ability to one-shot any tank thrown at it and take a ton of hits. These 152mm vodka bottles are guided by the hands of Stalin himself. Anyways, Pravda decides to go through the main road and drop into town in an attempt to flank BCF.
Bruh.
The match's fate was sealed early on. Really disappointing to see BCF not hold out for long.
I was able to ask a BC Freedom student about his perspective in the match. Overall, their students were confident, and their strategy was to hold a position on the map while collecting intelligence on Pravda before they made any further decisions. However, Pravda's aggressive attacks took the French completely by surprise, disrupted the communications between tanks, and essentially ended in the encirclement of their school both rounds. As he put it, "My team did say that they were coming in the center and pushing, but how could I imagine that they were literally getting to our very positions? It was a big surprise because I had never seen that kind of encirclement."
Pravda decided to rush into city, something that's never really been done before, and BCF certainly did not see it coming. With surprise on their side, they were able to catch BCF with their pants down. They did it both rounds and it worked. It caused chaos and confusion. It made BCF really disorganized, resulting into their defeat. Rather sad if you ask me.
Credit should be given to BC Freedom though, as they managed to take out a number of Pravda tanks themselves as they were slowly whittled down by Katyusha's army. While the battle was short-lived in both rounds, it was incredibly intense and fast-paced, certainly not the turkey shoot that some have made it out to be.
Anyways, next match, we got the most interesting, nail-biting, and intense match I'd ever seen. Saunders fought Kudomori Mine on Spring Arena. Now Rhode, you were there. How did you feel about the match?
Personally, I was a little nervous about fighting Kuro in Spring, of all places. You don't have to be a genius to realize with their health and damage, you could simply brute force it and any team would collapse. Though we were all hyped up on our victory against St. Gloriana, after all, if we managed to win against them, there was still a chance we could beat the odds against Kuro.
Definitely nerve-wracking. Before we get into the match, let's talk about Crow's loadout. As we all know, Crow's loadout is one of the strongest out of all the schools. Consisted of 1 mouse, 1 Ferdinand, 1 Jag Panther, 1 Jag Tiger, 1 Panzer II-F, 1 Tiger 1, 1 Panzer III J1, 1 Panzer IV G, 3 Panther Gs, 2 Tiger 2s, and 2 Jag Panther 4s. One heck of a loadout if you ask me.
As everyone is probably well aware, Saunders primarily operate the M4 Sherman and a number of variants, like the 76W, the EZ-8, the Firefly, the Jumbo, all of which I think are personally good grounding tanks. We've also got a few Stuart-like tanks for force reconnaissance and an M36 Jackson for the tougher nuts to crack.
Trying to get on top of hill was not as easy as Kuro anticipated. Saunders was much faster and took hill, making Kuro hesitant on pushing up. This gave Saunders a chance to break through the Kuro lines.
Knowing that Kuro essentially held the superiority with tank stats and that whoever held hill would win on spring, our strategy was basically to hold on our side of the hill and wait for them to push us because they had really no reason not to. As long as we could at least maintain a 2-to-1 or a 1-to-1 trade ratio of tanks, we would be able to survive long enough that maybe we would be able to maneuver around while they would be focused on the enemies in front of them. Like I'd secretly been hoping, we were able to maintain a trade ratio for the majority of each round, basically running both teams out of reserves. Thanks to the quick thinking of a couple of our students, we were able to flank and gain enough of an advantage that we were able to take the win each round.
Tomorrow we have the finals of the 7th Sensha-Dō tournament. It will be Saunders versus Pravda on City Arena. Now, I heard that you won't be participating, Rhode. Is that true?
Yep. I won't be able to participate in the finals, but I've got faith in Saunders. Pravda will be one of the toughest nuts to crack yet, but as McAuliffe once said, nuts.
Bruh. Anyways, I am looking forward to the match at 4 PM ET. Be sure to watch the stream. But in that case, that concludes today's very late video. Sorry. This was your host, Akiko.
And your co-host, thank you for watching. If you want to participate in tournaments like these, or if you want to fight for your favorite school, click the link below and join the community.